it comes to 4.725 Kenya shillings. Tafakari hayo. I absolutely love this stuff. Karibuni to Jikoni Magic's Meza. I am from making yogurt in my previous video, which I am so excited about. And I'm going to share the link up above here so that you can see how I make the yogurt. In the meantime, I thought since I still have a bit of milk left, why not share with you how I make my ricotta cheese, and from the ricotta cheese, how I graduate and make it into cream cheese. I think that is going to make a very exciting episode, don't you think so? Okay, we're going to do all that right here in our induction cooker. And again, for those of you who are not familiar with what an induction cooker is, what it does, what its advantages are, the link is also up here. Please make sure that you follow it. I have done some in-depth explanations on the kind of utensils, whatever, all that yada yada that you might be having questions about. It's all there. So come, let's look at the ingredients that we're going to be using. I have 2 liters of whole milk in here. Some salt. Salt will be according to your taste. This is a 1/4 cup of vinegar. I will use it as the need arises. I might use it all, I might use less, or maybe more, we will see. And this is whipping cream that also remained from the previous episode. I want my cheese to be thick and creamy. I think by now, if you've watched the previous episode and this one, you can see the common theme that's running through my videos of all things dairy. I like them thick, rich, and creamy. So first thing I'm going to do is add the milk to the sufuria. And before I turn on my induction cooker, I thought I'd show you the energy meter and the fact that it's reading 0.000 kilowatt hours before we start anything, so that by the time we are finishing making our cheese, you will know exactly how much electricity we will have consumed and how much it costed me to make that ricotta cheese on top of the induction cooker. So wacha niwashe and then tuendelee na kazi. So I turn it on and I'm gonna put it on the manual setting. I want to put it at P5, which is it's somewhere in between the settings, because for this induction cooker, it goes all the way to P9, but P9 is very hot. I just want to be somewhere at P5 so that the milk can come up to a gentle simmer. All we want is to have bubbles appearing just below boiling point, but not completely boiling over, right? I'll show you what I mean. When you look at this milk, you can see it's almost boiling. It's already bubbling in a way that indicates that the next step after like 2 or 3 minutes is going to be boiling over. So this is where I want to leave it at. When we look at our instant read thermometer, if that's what you're relying on, you want your milk to be in between 80 to 85 degrees centigrade. For me, it's at 82.6, so I'm okay with that. I'm going to turn off the induction cooker and add the vinegar in bits. So I've put like half of the vinegar. Stir. If you can't see any formation of curds, then you just add again. It's just beginning to form the curds, but that is not enough for me. So I'm just gonna add a bit more. For me, that is more than sufficient. And to that, I'm going to add salt. It should be to your taste. If you like your cheese being very salty, by all means, go on and do that. So what I'm going to do is just cover this, let it sit for like 5-10 minutes, and then we shall be back. Now let's look at the amount of electricity that we have consumed and how much it's costed us. We've used 0.189 kilowatt hours, and when we multiply that kilowatt hour by the amount of money I'm charged at my place for whatever electricity I consume, which comes to 25 shillings per kilowatt hour, that is 0.189 times 25, it comes to 4.725 Kenya shillings. Hata ijafika shilingi 5. Tafakari hayo. Our cards have already formed. They are big. Tutachota, then we put them on the side. We're going to use our nut milk bag. If you don't have it, you can use a kitchen towel. You can use, I don't know, a chiffon, anything that is just having small holes. For me, this is usually very convenient. Once I've scooped out all the big pieces, the next thing I'll do is just pour this out. So the cards that we are interested in are contained within the bag. This you don't throw away. The way that comes out, you can use it for your baking. Some people drink it. What I'll do is I'll transfer this here on top of the sufuria for it to drip until all that moisture that is in there drains back into the sufuria. So what I've done is I have put water here so that I can place it on top of the cheese that we've made so that it can drain faster. When I place it like that, all the water will just drip, 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 drip. Usually it takes 20 to 30 minutes, but I'm in sort of a hurry. I want to finish in a dash. So I'll see you once it's drained. And the cheese has really, really drained, firmed up. It's nice and spongy, spongy. Maybe you can come and see the amount of liquid that was released from me putting it there. You see, it still had a lot of liquid. If you want it softer, then you can leave it with a bit more liquid. I don't like it as soft. So next I'm going to overturn it to the plate. We're going to take a slice out of it. See how firm it is? That's what we are dealing with. I'll go ahead and apply it on my bread that I had toasted. As you can see, it's really spread nicely. This is just some amazing stuff right here. So I'm gonna put this on the side over there so that I can go ahead and make cream cheese. And for that, we are going to add the whipping cream so that we can make this slightly loose but extremely creamy and thick and luscious. To turn our ricotta cheese into cream cheese, it's something very, very simple. Hata haitaji maarifa mob. I prefer to do it in the processor. If you don't have a food processor, then you can go ahead and do it in your blender. I just don't like it because it forces me to add a bit more liquid for this to be able to cream up properly. Once it reaches that point, I usually just like opening the food processor, checking on the consistency of it. You can see how rich and creamy it's going to become, right? So to this, I'm going to add the whipping cream. You don't have to add the whipping cream. I just like the way it becomes kind of loose texture and creamy at the same time. This is the consistency I was going for. You can see rich, creamy, smooth. Wow. What's not to like here? I absolutely love this stuff. Kuna mali tu inaguza. When you eat it, you feel, wow. This is extremely nice. It can be put in your pasta, on your bread. Go ahead and think of where you can put your cream cheese, and this will just strike that note. So let me go ahead and apply on our second slice. Next thing I'm going to do is put the cream cheese into a nice bowl that is presentable. You know, it has to be for the thumbnail. I hope you've learned something. How easy it is to make cream cheese at home, to make your own ricotta cheese. So you don't have to necessarily keep going to the shop and you have no idea what it has inside. Give this a try. If you've made it until this point, thank you for supporting my channel. And if you're still watching until this point and you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. I hope you've done it. Have you done it? Subscribe. Until next time, Please keep it Jikoni magic. Bye bye.